Hi guys, I'm Dr. Zainab Vora and I have with me Dr. Anupma who has cleared her DNB practical exams. We had spoken earlier as well, so many congratulations Anupma and finally done with probably the last exam of your life. Uh,
I'm hoping so.
yeah, never say never, but yeah, hopefully the last exam.
Last
So
exam.
how does it feel?
It feels really good that I'm finally done with all the
Yeah.
exams, my degree, all the struggle, and
Yeah.
I can see finally the good days coming.
Yeah, that's amazing. So to tell us about, your experience in the last 3 years. Now that you look back, what is it, that you want to tell your juniors how to best utilize your residency? What are the important moments that they should focus on?
Firstly, I'd like to say whenever you are reporting cases as a radiology resident, you should study the cases simultaneously. Whatever you are reporting, just study that. That will be enough at the end of 3 years. If you haven't put efforts that time, like in last exam time, won't do you any good.
Yeah.
So I did the same.
Amazing. So tell us about your college and, what kind of a workload did you have? How did you manage studying while, being on duty?
First year was really hectic for us. I guess most of the residency programs are like that only. In first year, like everywhere else, we report only heads, PNS, KUB, in CT. In ultrasound, we get, I mean, that there is full hands-on in our college because it's a government medical college.
Mm.
Like 60 to 70 ultrasounds per resident. There are 60 to 70 CTs approximately on an average. In winters, the cases are somewhat less. And
Mm.
MR, we get 15 to 20 MRs done, each and every kind of cases.
Yeah.
So hands-on, pretty good. And we are only two OPGs in my batch, and in junior batches, only one. So there is ample workload. So first years are mostly about reporting CT head, PNS, KUBs, and doing ultrasound, doing on calls, doing emergency duties. In second year, we get exposure to long cases and MR. So what we did was report the cases and study that simultaneously from book, from Radiopedia, or whatever source you are using.
Yeah.
And in third year, we did the same, just more complex cases we were reporting. In third year, we got some time to like put effort into studies and that, but it is pretty hectic here.
Yeah, so I think
So
it's
it
a
was
nice
really.
gradation. Yeah, as you described, it's a nice, step up every year. So that's a good system that you have in place. If we can talk about how did you manage to use e-conceptual, in this whole busy schedule of yours, how did you use the app and how would you advise your juniors to, go through? There's actually a lot of content. So how do you triage and, go about it?
I firstly took out printouts of my 10-year exams. Initially, the conceptual books that time were not available.
Correct.
So I segregated them system wise
Hmm.
and I made a schedule of around 8 months to complete each and every system in like 15 to 20 days, depending on like I was good at abdomen already because we were
Hmm.
reporting too many abdomen cases, too many chest cases. So I was already good at abdomen and chest imaging. I was good in ultrasound. So that required like less efforts. So I made a schedule of around, I guess, 8 months prior to exams that I have to complete this much syllabus in this much time. And in last 1 month, I made a schedule for revision. And
Yes.
in 8 months, I mean, I couldn't complete 100% of the target, but like 80%. And most of the schedule was according to 10 years. Like these are the topics that were asked in 10 years, and I have to watch videos of that and maybe some other source. But I guess reporting the cases and watching videos from eConceptual was enough.
Hmm. Very nice. I think very, you were very systematic about this whole, and probably the best answer I've gotten so far in terms of planning, for your exams. Otherwise, you just panic last moment, do whatever you can, So you put a lot of thought into it and structure into it, and that shows, in the results. So that's great. If we can talk about the practicals, how was the experience? What kind of cases did you get? So take us through that.
Practicals are practical. Initially, there was DNB OSCE in which we were provided like multiple questions to which we had to answer in like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
There were about 4 to 5 parts of each and every question, and we had to answer them in 4 minutes. Then there was a break of about 30 seconds, and then again 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Each question had 4 minutes timing to answer whatever you could interpret. Uh, I would say the level was like I felt it was difficult.
Hmm.
So I practiced for OSCE. I practiced your spotter quizzes for the DNB OSCE videos. I have here the A4 size page. I used to
Yeah.
practice like this. If you can see, I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
On A4 size pages, I practiced all the spotters quiz. I marked how much marks am I scoring. Initially, I started from my first spotter quiz. I scored 4 out of 20. And then last, I guess, just prior to exam, I scored 17 out of 20.
Amazing.
So I was pretty confident that I'll do well. I'll pass the exam at least.
Yeah.
So I like answered all the questions, whatever I couldn't understand, whatever topics I thought were important. I derived from the spotter quiz and revisited those during the practicals. And I completed almost all the OSCE videos, the spotter quiz videos. For Table Viva, I watched your video. I think it was more than enough. My examiners were totally impressed by the Table Viva. They
Oh,
said, no, nobody has prepared the conventional Viva so well. And I was
wow.
like, oh my God, this is a huge compliment. I just watched
Amazing.
your Table Viva video.
That's
And one table we had of contrast agents.
great.
As you said, there will be one contrast agent. You'll be asked a contrast agent. So I had prepared that well also. And then there was one table regarding IR instrumentation. So
Hmm.
that was also good. Yeah, and this was all practical summed up. And then there were two long cases that we were provided, and spotters and short cases for like so much. And I was provided a atypical hemangioma for long case, and another long case was mucormycosis.
Okay.
So a very well description, and I did it well.
Yeah, yeah, amazing, very nice. So all the hard work that you'd put in, came to fruit, and nothing less expected from you as well, given how well, you've done your residency. So it all adds up towards the end. When you look back now, everything, all the hard
Yeah.
work, all the night duties, it all counts. You learn something every day.
All the all the discussions that out of duties I've
Yeah.
given, all the scans, even if there was I was not posted in that
Yeah.
posting, even if my CT posting was not there, I did report the cases. Even if I was not posted in ultrasound, I did the scans. So it all, I guess, it all did give good result to me in the end.
Yes, and most importantly, it's confidence, right? Now, when you'll start off your senior residency or your fellowship, you are on your own, So that's a very intimidating feeling to have that, okay, there's nobody to really check if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I think the duties that you do independently as JRs also prepare you for, this. So in the end, you need confidence in your own abilities, and it'll come through practice. So don't run away from work to, just study theory or watch videos. It's ultimately how much time you've spent reporting, doing the
Yes, ma'am,
scans,
definitely.
doing the procedures. That's all going to count much more, So that is what is the advice to the juniors who are watching this.
Yes, ma'am. Videos and the content in
Yeah,
e-conceptual, it will only make sense when you've worked in your department.
true.
Otherwise, it will all just fly off
Yeah.
right
Then
above your head.
theory, absolutely. Unless you've seen that case, before and after the video, if you see that case, that's when you utilize the content the best. That's where academics comes in. It comes handy with reporting. It can't just be academics. So yeah,
Yeah,
great.
I used to make in every posting, like if I was posted in CT and I'm seeing some good cases, like today I'm reporting some
Mm.
CA larynx case or HCC case. So I used to go and then watch these videos.
Wow.
Just watch these videos. You don't need to rush write or you don't need to mug up. Just watch these for so that your concepts, you're good at your
Yeah,
concepts.
very well said, you know. So I think videos are also in a way a passive mode of learning. So while you are traveling, use every bit of your
Yeah.
time that you can and just finish it off. It'll add value to what, you will report. So that's where, you can utilize the app. Amazing.
You'll never get separate time to just sit and watch the videos. Whatever time you have in your hands, like in between the cases, in between the calls, 1 to 2 hours, or during the lunchtime, during the dinner time, prior to sleep, or just waking up an hour early will also like add up in 8 months time. Just waking 1 hour early, it'll like add up. It'll make much more sense in exam time.
True, true, true. Thank you so much, Anupma, for guiding the juniors. I think this is going to be really helpful. So, thank you very much and hoping to see you soon in person.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.